I thought I heard you, but you disappeared. And I know you noticed when you said you're scared. Are you scared of my love? Are you scared of our love? And I know you want me back, but do you know that all of the hurt from my past that will show? And I know you want me back, and I know you want it back.
What's up, podcast listeners? Welcome back to the Big Dream Podcast. For those listening on Spotify and those watching it on YouTube at Taz Vlogs, welcome to the channel. And I'm your host, Tadashi Dennis, and I'm here with my boy Cam. He'll like to introduce himself.
All right, it's your boy, Look at Cam. As always, back with another podcast this week.
And and today we're gonna be talking about a topic that we can relate to, a topic that really hits home for us because we're teenagers. One of us are young adults in the making, and just
I'm
this
still a
podcast
teenager
gonna.
too.
You still teenage? Oh, my bad, I forgot. 2 teenagers and a 20-year-old. Okay, that better?
All right, old man. You just want to flex that you're 20 years old. Whatever, bro.
But yeah, we're going to be talking about a topic that we can relate to, or people our age can relate to, and how things of that nature, especially college students, can relate to. So today we're going to start with peer pressure. So, yeah. Damn, I'm cutting that part out. Cut this.
Just like flight, bro. And it's still going to be in the podcast, cuz.
The first topic is, my bad. The first topic is peer pressure. But let me find my notes before we get to that. Because I wanted to read the description of it first. It's so weird. But anyway, what do y'all think? What is peer pressure to y'all? This is what I mean by I got to include everybody. So, Jab, you want to go first, Mr. Cameraman?
I'll let Cam go first.
He just called you out. Go ahead.
I gotta put my thoughts together.
No, you don't. You never have to speak. Just give us this one.
That's crazy.
You didn't speak last time, so you got to go this time.
It's factual.
It's a new week.
So peer pressure.
What is it to you?
Hold on.
For me, it's more of trying to make somebody do something they damn well they don't want to. Like trying to include them like on something they just don't feel comfortable doing. And even though you know that, you're still trying to like make them do it.
I like that.
I mean, yeah, if you look up peer pressure online, that's probably the definition that you'll see. But, I mean, peer pressure can come in many ways. It's not even always a bad thing. But, you know what I'm saying? Peer pressure can be a good thing, but people don't really want to do it either way. So, at the end of the day, it's still considered peer pressure if you're making them do it, though.
What was yesterday at the gym with Matthew? Since I went up on weight, he had to go up.
Oh, yeah. See, that's another
that's
form
like
of
the
peer
good
pressure.
peer
Yeah,
pressure.
that's what I mean by good peer pressure right there. So, if you got a definition, you could add to it.
I'm not gonna lie, Jab hit it right on the nail. What peer pressure is. It is the pressure pushed on by one's peers, whether it be good or negative, and he hit on the nail. But like he said, that leads right into the topic of positive versus negative peer pressure. So we're gonna get onto the topic of, would you say, what is something that what is a peer pressure that you think you feel that isn't necessarily pushed on by your peers, but you feel like you need to do because your peers are doing it, if you have one? We'll let Cam go first this time.
Yeah.
I'll go first. For me, I don't really think I have one, to be honest. I mean, throughout my life, I always made sure I didn't fall into peer pressure, no matter what it was. At the end of the day, because my parents was always like, make sure you have your own thought process anyway. So, for me, I don't think I really have a form of peer pressure that's got put onto me. But I mean, there's some other things like good ones would be like, oh, come try this new club with me. Like that's like, you know what I'm saying, getting out of your comfort zone basically. So that would be the only version of peer pressure for me basically.
For me, I don't have a negative one because, like Cam said, my parents always said, be your own man, never try to follow other people. But one good one I have that if my friends wouldn't be doing it, I wouldn't be doing it, is going to the gym, basically.
That's
I like
factual.
that one.
Yeah.
So positives only.
Yeah.
I like that. Our friend group is solid. You feel me? For me, sort of like what they said, same thing. Raised to be on your own thoughts or anything. But I would say a positive is just seeing, like, having my friends to do things with me like this, doing a little podcast, pushing me to, you know what I'm saying, push out videos, do more videos, you feel me? So we all got a little positive in us, even though we always, like to bash each other and constantly bully. But That is what it is.
Us bashing is us pushing us to even get to that point of getting out of our comfort zone anyway.
I think our bashing is like a shameful bash. Like, you know how like people be like shame is bad.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes shame can be good, cause sort of like what Jad was saying was like he has like sort of like he feels like y'all are pushing him to go to the gym, and he really wouldn't do it if it wasn't like if y'all weren't there.
Yeah.
I feel like that shame pushes him. You know what I'm saying? It's more
Yeah,
motivation
it's
to
like,
go.
When I don't want to do it, Cam's always like, "Oh, you slagging."
Yeah. It's holding each other
And you
accountable.
feel like they're calling like
He annoys me.
Yeah.
But deep down, I was like, "Damn, I am."
Yeah,
so I
exactly.
just
So.
get my water and go with him. I was like, "Yep, gotta do it."
That's where that good peer pressure comes in. That's what everybody needs in their life, to be honest, because everybody's so scared of peer pressure. I feel like everybody needs somebody that brings good peer pressure into their life, basically.
It's basically because when you bring peer pressure, like you bring it out, it's the first thought is negative one.
Yeah.
So
like alcohol, drugs,
Yeah.
anything.
I mean, we were taught that for so long. And that's all school taught us really was
Yeah.
don't fall into peer pressure, because everybody thinks it's just such a bad, negative thing every single time. So,
But yeah, I think sort of backtracking on what I said with the shame thing. I feel like at times we need to like shame, bash each other, bully, do whatever we have to do. Because at times, those little hurtful words at the moment might be hurtful, but it's always going to end up bettering somebody to an extent. Because like say like right now I know like what cardiovascular like heart disease is like what number one in killing the teens and people our age now. And it's like we're trying to, I would say, sort of like I'm sort of referring back to you. Like y'all pushing him to go to the gym, you're saving possibly him from heart disease or anything like that in life.
yeah.
And he might see it as like, dang, they being annoying. Stop like telling me to go to the gym or this. But like he said, he's going, and it's like just little things like that can push you to have that positive peer pressure that you need to give to like keep pushing on in life.
I mean, even things with that, because, the gym is an escape for a lot of people anyways, though, because a lot of
That
people
too.
are always going through a lot of things. So I feel like, what I'm saying, not saying that you do go through things that will put you in a bad mentality, but if we didn't, what I'm saying, the gym can get you out of that. And if you don't go to the gym and you use that as escape, they could be pretty cattywampus if you don't pay attention for what's going on and stuff. So, hey, at the end of the day, our peer pressure is really just helping you.
back up a little bit.
Y'all can understand what these random words are later. But would you like to say what cattywampus means?
Please explain what it is.
Because I got the context, but I don't know the words.
So I'm gonna tell you, cattywampus basically means having a bad day, basically. So
Okay.
if somebody's having a cattywampus day or their day went very cattywampus, it means that you had a bad day. So
I like that.
thank you. You're welcome, Matthew, for putting that dumbass word in here, bro.
Bro, now I gotta cut that cuss word out. Oh my god. There's no way he slid that in. Wait, pause. There's no
Pause.
way he got that word.
Was it
there.
low key slick though? I ain't gonna lie. Like
It was smooth, but it was just funny because we both knew what you were talking
At
about.
first, I didn't peek into the. I was like, "Oh, he said it."
like the context of everything was so smooth, bro. Oh, I hate Matthew for
Like, I
that, bro.
did feel that was good.
Matthew knew what he was doing.
Hey, okay.
All right, bro. Next topic, bro. I can't even do this topic anymore, bro.
It's still peer pressure. We haven't gotten to the other one, but like I said, we were talking about the positives and everything about peer pressure and everything. We're gonna lead to the negatives, or if you've ever been peer pressured. Do you think you've ever been peer pressured or anything like that? I don't know if y'all want me to go first this time, but it don't matter.
I could run it. I mean,
Alright.
for me, it's not even a bad peer pressure, to be honest. But in high school, the only like type of peer pressure that would be any type of negative would be like being peer pressured to go to like a party or somewhere that you really don't want to go to, or that you shouldn't be going to. And that's the only peer pressure, because for my high school is that we had parties like every single week and stuff like that. So that's the peer pressure that maybe I have fell in before. It was like, oh, you don't want to go out to this party, you lame, this, that, and the other. So then then I feel like I have to go to the party and stuff. That's the only type that I've faced for real when it comes to negatives.
I'm gonna piggyback off what you said with like the partying thing, cause same for mine, especially being in Texas, big school and everything like that. I always was like one of those people. Like I told you, I'm still not a big partier to this day, and it's like everybody will always be like, "Oh, you gotta go to this, you gotta miss this," just like phobia, fear of missing out, all that, and everything like that. And it was just like it was never my thing to go, but having every friend talk about it was sort of like a little pressure for me to be like, dang, if I don't go, it's like I'm missing everything that they did or something like that. So I would say, sort of like what you said, it's like that's a negative peer pressure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anything goes really negatively affect me. What about you? Well,
For me, it's I can remember a negative one. Is back in PR, my friends would be like, "Oh, we should skip school and go smoke or something." And like for me, smoking is not my like forte. Like no, I don't care if you do it or not. It's just not my thing.
yeah.
But that would be like one negative peer pressure like that I felt. Like I didn't go, but like something I felt like they did constant and be like, "Oh, let's go, let's go." And even though I didn't do it, it was still there.
But it sort of like made you feel left out and everything like that. Yeah.
Because since everyone was doing it, I was like, I know
It
it's
was like,
wrong.
what can I do?
Yeah, like I know I'm in the right. Like I'm not doing it, but still, it's like
It's like
they
that's your
did-
friends.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you don't want to miss out on what your friends
Yeah.
are doing all the time. Like in a friend group, like because I mean everybody has a friend group, and there's always gonna be one rotten egg in the friend group that's
Yeah.
trying to get somebody else to do
Yeah.
it though. So that's why I'm like you don't want to miss out. And you always want to be with what your friends are doing and stuff like that. So
yeah.
tough. I'm so tough. 2 for 2.
He already did 2 of them?
Yeah.
He
Oh
didn't even
my
peep it.
goodness.
It
Okay.
just it was it was smooth. If I was thinking of like how you were gonna do it, I was like, damn.
Tell him we need to do this every time. That's Lucky's funny.
Yeah.
But since we're on, like, what you do?
I was
Oh, but yeah, sort of like with the peer pressure things, we're still on the same topic. With peer pressure, I would say, trying to figure out this transition to this. Has peer pressure ever led you to do something? Well, I know we said what it has, but we're gonna get a little bit deeper. To do something you would say is sexually active or something like that, or is it made you feel like, oh, they're doing this, so I got to do it? Sort of like, because we know this generation right now is like, the little pressures right now is like, V cards, losing it, and it's like every year it seems like you're required to lose it younger
I
and
mean,
younger, and it's just, in my opinion, it's getting weirder to lose it younger compared to like what I would say is like the norm to lose it
I'll gladly take this one because
if you don't wait till marriage.
when I tell you, like my high school my high school was literally a mini college when it came to parties and stuff like that. Like you'll walk into a party, you'll see freshmen and stuff like that making out on the couches and stuff like that, or you know what I'm saying, doing little sexual activities, stuff like that. So I feel like with my high school, and depending on the school that you went to, is like your peer pressure because you see so many other people doing it around you when you go to parties and stuff like that. At the end of the day, you're like, you don't want to be bland and like just not do anything, so you end up falling to do what everybody else is doing for real. So you see somebody next to you doing this, you like, oh, I might as well go find somebody and do the same thing because that's how they around and stuff like that. So
Sort of leads to a little desperation and things like that.
yeah,
But I know like now, like before, I would always bully somebody for like being like, oh, you ain't had your first kiss, oh, you ain't dated somebody before, just little things like that. But now when I'm looking at it as I've like matured and like we've had these conversations many a times, and it's like, oh,
keep going.
what you?
No, I was just shaking
Keep
my
going.
head like, wow, bashing people is crazy.
yeah.
Oh, my fault. But yeah, I used to always bash people, bully people, anything like that. And to this day, people know it. You're not using that word in here.
I did it already.
Yeah, he did.
I already did my third word.
He already did 3.
3 for 3.
I'm 3 for 3.
I didn't peek it. I'll be honest
What?
with you.
The third word was bland.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the last one was egg. When did you use egg?
Rotten egg.
Rotten
Earlier.
egg.
Oh my
Bruh.
goodness. Hey,
As
all
soon
right,
as he
we're gonna
said-
go off topic a little bit. Cam's in his bag right now. Matthew
Mike
sent him 3
Duffy.
words. Show him the words real quick.
Here, let
Put
me
it right
pull it
there.
up real quick, bro.
He sent him 3 words to use in the podcast today. He's already
Go
3
ahead,
for
show
3,
'em, bro.
which is crazy.
How many minutes in are we?
13.
13 minutes
well,
in.
14 now.
Can you see? Is it clear?
No.
Press the yeah. It probably won't be, to be honest.
Yeah, it won't.
Just screenshot that and
say,
send it to me, and I'll
I
pop
got
it up.
you.
But his words were egg, cattywampus, and bland, and so far he's already used them. So I'll give him a little round of applause to that. You feel me?
Next time, tell him to send you more.
Yeah, I need like 10 apparently, bro, because 3
yeah,
was slight, bro.
That was, yeah, respect.
Appreciate it. All right, but let's go back though.
But back on the topic of peer pressure and how it can lead to like sexual activities or just anything like that. But like I said, I used to bash bully people, anything being like you didn't have your first kiss, things like that. But it was like now looking back at it, it's like I wish I wouldn't have done it because it's some friends I've had some friends that I know from back then who would never look at a female or like sexualize them back then before I used to do it, and I was like that's sort of all they do. Anytime they like with a female, the first thing they instantly think about is like sexual activities and things like that. And I don't know if it was because of me, but I sort of like put myself and say I did that to an extent, but in actuality, it's like maybe it's just them not being mature. Maybe they just, you know what I'm saying, like trying to get out there.
But I feel like our generation is like to a degree, like the younger it keeps getting, we really can't stop it though. Like it's like with social media influence and what they hear from their friends and stuff, it's something that's just gonna keep happening and stuff like this. Because I have a friend and she babysits this girl. The girl's 13 years old. She had 2 pregnancy scares at 13 years old already. Like there's like sexual activity and stuff like that is just getting
That's like
younger
right when
and
they
younger.
when their eggs develop too, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she had 2 pregnancy scares at 13 years old because she heard her other friends are sexually active and stuff like that. I don't even know what grade you're in at 13 years old, but anyway, is it
Seventh, sixth,
Yeah,
6th or 7th
Yeah.
grade, something like that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
for sure, 8th grade's like
14, 15, yeah.
yeah, so that's like 7th grade right there, and like
Middle school.
we've gotten to a degree. Yeah, middle school, it's only getting younger and younger, and they hear what's going on in social media and stuff, and they want to go try it and stuff. So peer pressure is having, and it's not even peer pressure, it's everything as a whole, just society, just
Generational pressure at that
yeah,
point.
generational pressure, making it seem normal for it to be happening while they're younger and stuff like that. Because I mean, did you have anybody back in like?
I mean, yeah, I got a couple friends. I got one that in freshman year, he told me he already had one pregnancy scare with his girl.
Yeah.
And like, if you think about it, it's crazy how it's come to it. Because for me, it's always been like, I always had the mindset is if it happens, it's gonna happen at the right time.
Right.
So like, don't force it because other people are doing it.
Yeah.
So that's like my mentality. So like, yeah.
If we're being honest, I didn't even know what it was till like 15, 14.
Yeah.
I
To be
mean,
honest.
bro, she told me about the pregnancy scare. I said, bro, at that age, I still own Hot Wheels cars, and I was
Yeah, I was-
watching WWE
I was
wrestling
probably
and stuff,
still
bro.
saying Bakugan and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The,
bro, let it rip and everything,
Yeah.
I was still
cuz.
using like fucking Beyblades and everything.
Beyblades, that's
Yeah,
what it
that's
was.
what it was,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what it
Beyblade.
was.
Blade, that's why I'm
all
like,
the
bro,
little balls you
the-
throw in
yeah,
there
and
touch
they-
the
dragons,
magnet.
yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, like I ain't know nothing about this when I was 13, 14 years old,
Yeah.
bro. I was still, well, I
I
can't
was-
say 14, but
I was still doing the car meets with the Hot Wheels and everything.
I'm telling you, bro, I was still doing wrestling moves on my toy things on my bed, bro, replicating stuff that I saw John Cena doing stuff like that, bro.
See, but I sort of think, I would say, like you said, the social media is probably the biggest thing. It's like,
Oh, definitely.
what
We
age
didn't
do we
have
give
that
our
much back-
phones now?
Yeah,
Because bro, I know everybody who's hearing this gonna know what I'm talking about. You had the little the phone sit like this, right? You turn it, you flip it. That's how you text.
yep.
The BlackBerry.
The
oh my
BlackBerry, I
God.
supposed to say the BlackBerry. That's what I had. Hey, bro, you can't watch what you can watch on your iPhone
me,
back then on
at
that.
all.
On that.
For me, at one point, I had the flip phone, so I had to press the same key to
Yep,
the
to
little-
get to that number, so to get to that letter that you want. I'm telling, bro, these kids these days, bro, they got iPads at 8 years old and stuff like that, bro. I didn't have none of that back then, bro.
Most you
Like,
could do with back then was watch YouTube, and that was pushing it.
Literally, you had the little MP3 player.
that's what I'm
tops,
saying. I didn't
for
even know
real.
if mine had YouTube back when I was in the hood, bro. I ain't have none of that, bro.
Man, yeah, I know y'all didn't go to church on Sunday with me. You know you should, but
I was
anyway,
back home, my fault.
yeah, you get an excuse, but he don't.
I was slumped. I ain't gonna
But-
lie to you.
Like you said, like the 8-year-olds having iPads and stuff like that. There was a little girl in church with a big iPad. She was just scrolling, watching YouTube. Then she went to TikTok, and then I think she went to Instagram. I'm like, hold up.
Bro, like it's so
Already?
it's so accessible
Pretty
for
sure
these kids,
my
bro.
first phone was in like, I'd say 6th, 7th grade, and it's because I got the money for like Christmas,
Oh,
birthday,
yeah.
everything. I bought a little Samsung. It was like freaking 3 inches. Like,
Man, I didn't even
After
have a smartphone like this till I was like, what, 15, 9th grade, I think?
I had mine back in, I want to say 6th, 7th grade, but mine had restriction on it that my mama put on there. She was like, "Yeah, you ain't finna find out about none of this, bro." She had a little passcode that I couldn't do nothing on there, bro.
for mine, I had, I bought a little plan that was like $20, and after that, I
Yes,
didn't buy
bruh.
another plan again.
Yes, I had to think where I had to go to Walmart and buy my minutes on mine, bro.
That's
That's
what
what
I
it
was gonna say.
was.
That's what it
Yep,
was.
that's exactly
Bro,
what I
I
was
got my
thinking of, bro.
real phone when I got to high school freshman year.
Yeah.
My mom took me to T-Mobile, and the whole family got 3 phones,
Word.
3 iPhones.
Yeah,
That
see,
was
I'm
my
like, bro,
first
they
actual
just have
phone.
it so different from us, which is why I
know.
mean, if we when we get older and talk to these kids that are, you know what I'm saying, our age, now they gonna be like, oh, so y'all were just some late bloomers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We weren't late bloomers. We just didn't have access to all
We
this
just
internet.
actually
So
had a childhood.
that's what I'm saying.
And-
Yeah, we lived a
yeah.
normal life. Y'all out here texting each other. We were still having to call each other to go see each other, or just go outside and knock on their
Go
door.
outside,
for real.
knock on the door, mom. Like,
Yeah,
go down
like-
the street, go
You're like-
inside when the street lights come on.
Can Tadashi go outside? and play with us?
Exactly. It wasn't 10 years old, and I'm sending somebody TikToks at 4 a.m. at 10 years old and stuff like that, bro.
As soon
Like,
as you get home from school, grab your bike and go
go ride out
Yeah.
every single time,
Bro,
bro.
exercise and having fun.
Like, yeah, nah,
But
they
but
ain't
they
gotta
just
do
have
all
it
that.
all in the palm of their hands, and then we kind of got off track. We're gonna get back on track. Sort of with the sexual thing, but they just Twitter especially, like, they're normalizing anything sexual, and it's getting annoying at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
At this point, even TikTok. I'll be honest with you.
Take,
yeah,
have you seen the
Too.
new trend, bro?
The one with the song and like the closet thing.
Yes, bro. When they
Oh,
flash the
I know
camera
what
when
you're
they in
talking
the
about.
back and then they walk, bro.
like,
Everything, bro.
Where's the guidelines? Like what?
There is
where's
no
the
guidelines,
talent?
bro. Like,
That's, you know what I'm saying.
They
Where's
got-
the talent?
Yeah, because they be
entertainment.
having like hella views too.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, twerking and all that. That used to, like, that was like the only thing we really knew for real.
you remember Twerk Team, bro?
Twerk team.
Have you ever seen Twerk Team
Like
on
on
YouTube?
YouTube?
When you
Yeah.
that's all I knew back then, bro.
Because I was like, I've heard that.
If we
before.
on the topic of like sexual stuff, Twerk Team was the only thing that I knew when I was a kid, bro.
That
Like,
was
it
the only time I ever thought of, like, even watching anything sexual. I never thought of being like, oh, let me go to Twitter real quick and see, like, this girl showing her boobs or something.
like, bro, it was none of that. It was Twerk Team, and even then they was still fully clothed, bro. So I'm like, bro, I still wasn't even like when it came to sexual stuff. I ain't know none of about it, bro.
It was more just looking at attractiveness at that point, for real, for real.
It really was.
Now it's like, what can I go, you know
This
what I'm
was the
saying,
only
go
sexual thing
get
you
off
could
to.
See, like when movies they made out or something. That was the only thing you could see.
And then you be in there like, ew.
Nah, because we all went to a movie and our parents had to cover our eyes because they didn't want
Be
to
like,
see.
yeah,
want
you
us to
can't
see.
watch this part.
Exactly.
Or when they didn't cover your eyes, you felt so awkward. You're like, what? Am
You
I
would sit there and be
watching?
like,
Yeah, why am I watching this? When
I'm not used to seeing stuff like this. What do I do right here, cuz?
Don't even look at the TV. Just look at something else.
Look up at the sky real quick, even though you inside, just looking at absolutely nothing, cuz.
But we're running it all the way back. Like you said with the social media and everything, I did a little research and with having the sets at a younger age than before. Like we said, like they might end up calling us late bloomers, but studies show, according to Actual Youth, that Actual Youth, we are having less sets from the ages of 15 to 20 than ever before, like compared to a decade ago. So I don't know if we're just showing it more, but from the ages 15 to 20, I'm gonna read it one more time. Act for Youth, they did a study on 1 million teens. Either they lied, or, you know, from 15 to 20, we are having less sets compared to
Yeah, they lied.
the other decade. But I'm gonna see if y'all can, like, if we can all figure it out as a group as to why.
See,
Because
you
I have
said-
the answer
Okay.
as to why.
Hold on.
But
See, you said they lied. I'm gonna say this. So we already talked about how much social media puts sexual activity on like a huge platform. Everybody's paying attention to it. But when it comes to their own sexual life, they don't want to speak about it at all, though.
That is true. That is true.
So they may see it and they may be drawn to want to do it. But once it comes to, oh, have you done this? They're like, oh no, I've never done that. Why would you? You know what I'm saying? Why would you put that on me and stuff like that? So
I could see the point of view where maybe there's some people say, "Oh, I done it," because they see it's like other people bragging about it, and maybe they haven't.
that's
Like,
factual.
the percentage was still high for it though too. Like the
Bro.
percent that has sets now compared to then, it's still super high. Before it was like 70 something, and this one's at 64. So it's still not low. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
still
still
like
low,
majority of
yeah.
America. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
At
don't,
that- in
it's
those
not gonna drop.
ages.
It's not gonna drop below like 50% to
Yeah,
me
it
if we're
really
being
is.
completely honest.
Oh, it never will.
Yeah.
But it's like those ages is like low key kind of valid. 15 to 20 is like, because especially when you're like 17 and up, it's like that's when you get a little more freedom from your parents and
Yeah.
you know certain things
Especially
like that.
if you're in college.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially college.
once you hit the college thing, it's free roam after that.
Yeah,
So
it is done for.
yeah, it's a rare occurrence that doesn't happen in between these 4 college years that's going on and stuff like
So
that.
do y'all think y'all can figure out the answer as to why these studies may be a little bit lower than a decade before, or y'all in the same boat as me? It's like I just thought they lied when I read it.
I feel like I'm with Cam. I'm pretty sure they're just ashamed of saying
Just scared to say it.
That's where my
Yeah.
mind is at with it.
Okay, but the study said, without me having to even pick up my phone, most people can just get their deed done by themselves. That's what it said. So most people said they haven't partaked in sex, but they have partaked in sexual activities, whether that be, you know, masturbation, things like that, or like going on their phone to watch it.
Okay.
So that sort of leads to sort of what you said with like the social media and being pushed out. So according to that study,
I see it to a degree, but it's like I understand it. I can't even be mad at that
the
answer.
study's valid.
They evaded the question.
Yeah, but for me,
They
it's
knew how
like
to evade.
yeah, they played their cards right
Yeah.
with that answer right there. So I can't even be mad at that. I have no rebuttal against that answer, to be honest.
And that also led to the part where after they admitted to masturbating, the whole percentage was a lie when they first asked them compared to after.
Hmm.
So the percentage
what
is
was it?
actually higher now.
I was going to say, so what was the actual percentage?
I flipped it when I told it to him. It was 60 back then and 70 now.
Wow.
I don't know the exact percentage, so I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
But it was
When
back
you
then. It was
say
like 60
back
something.
then,
I
like-
knew something ain't sounded
When
right.
you-
but
It said a
alright.
decade ago,
Oh,
so
okay, so
like 10
yeah,
years.
And
Yeah.
then- okay. I knew. I'm like, bro, something just doesn't. That doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something not correct. We got a lot of younger parent or teenage parents these days and stuff. So something wasn't
10
really
years
adding
ago
up.
was what? 2012?
Yeah,
2012. Yeah,
It's still-
2012,
it's still pretty-
2013.
It's still pretty recent.
it
Yeah.
is.
It's still. It's definitely pretty recent, but
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
I
though.
just thought that number was super high, like 70-ish, like percent is. That's up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I mean, like we already said, bro, with social media, everybody wants to go try out new things once they see it on social media and stuff like that. So everybody's like, bro, I see it. Hey, it seemed fun. I might as well go try to do the same thing and just, yeah, bro.
All I know is when I was just sitting there reading it, I was just like, dang. Because it was a little short. It wasn't like super long. Like if y'all want to look it up, it's Act for Youth and it's Teen Sets or something like that. I don't know the official dot or website, whatever.
Yeah,
But you can
pretty
type
sure-
it in, it'll pop up.
I'm pretty sure it's not the only one done too.
Oh, it's
Oh,
definitely
It's
not.
definitely not.
But
yeah.
it basically, the study was used to not like necessarily learn what teens are doing or why they're doing it, but as to why they can't admit to being honest.
Yeah.
And it was leading the cause this was one that I actually like sat there and read for a little bit. It led to like the increase of like STDs and things like that. That's where they were trying to get with it. So they're like, all right, we're gonna ask them a question, see if they tell the truth. If they tell the truth, okay, we can just skip all the BS and go straight to the other part. But if they lie, we're gonna ask them other questions. It's gonna lead to them trying to admit to the truth.
Right.
So that's what they did.
I would like to see one from like 30 years and then now. I would
Yeah.
actually want to see that, like the difference in percentage on that one.
This study was actually done in October 2022 too, so it's really recent.
Yeah, it's really recent.
So yeah, if we wanted to do research, we'll have to do one later. But like I said, with the sexual thing, that leads to like he was saying, the young parents versus old parents. And I got a little question, little intro question for y'all. Would y'all rather be older parents or younger parents?
Younger. I'll go ahead
How
and put
young?
that out there.
Like
Actually,
when you
okay.
say- when you define young, like
Well, everything I'm doing is like based off the like articles I read. So
okay,
they consider younger parents from I think it was I don't have it on here. I think it was like 22 to 27, and then
yeah,
older,
younger,
and then
definitely.
older was like 28 and basically old.
Okay.
I'll gladly take younger on that approach. I'm
I'll
gonna be
take
honest.
Younger too.
There's a few reasons why I would take younger approach. If we want to keep on the topic of sexual activity, let's not forget the fact of when you're a younger parent, your child is more, you know what I'm saying, susceptible to actually telling your parents what they're actually doing and stuff like that instead of keeping secrets from you. When you're an older parent, it's often seen as more strict of a parent because you're
Yeah.
older. So then they're like, oh, well, they're this old. I don't want to tell them, so let me just hide what I'm doing and stuff like that. So for for me, I'd rather be a younger parent. I'm able to bond with my children a lot more. We can actually go out and do things, have conversations and stuff like that. So
And you still haven't hit your prime if you ain't like 35 ish, something like that too
that's
as a man.
factual.
Yep.
feel like Cam has like hit the point, but too like you can relate to them to like a certain point. Like with older parents, they like lose their like point of view, how they see
How they
things.
were when they were young.
Yeah.
So like with younger parents, I see more like they can relate with their kids.
But while I was, like I said, every topic that we have is something else behind it. So with younger parents, since we're on the topic of younger parents are more likely to last together and have a happy, healthier relationship with their significant other, but they're more prone to being mistreated in a relationship or abuse or deal with abuse per se. And this was according to childwelfare.gov. It said younger parents are more likely to deal with abuse and mistreatment than older parents from their significant other, but younger parents are more likely to stay together compared to older parents and people who get married later in life. And also, your child is more likely to be healthier when you're a younger parent because you have, less other things going on in life.
Right.
I don't know the science behind it, but you understand, younger, healthier.
Jab, take this because I'm trying to
I
piece
feel-
together everything.
Yeah,
feel
I threw a lot of
The
information out.
part where it says that the abuse part and they last longer is because with younger parents, most of the times the mother is a stay at home mother, and most of the time they don't know to work, like they don't have like that, they don't pursue their education, or like they don't know how to work or something, so they feel like they're trapped and they gotta stay with their significant other. And I feel like it kind of falls in that with younger parents in comparison with old parents, that most of the time they finish school, they start working.
More like stable
Yeah,
household.
you know what I'm saying? I feel like it could be because of that. That's why they stay with each other, but there's a lot of abuse included in there.
And I feel
Makes
like
a
the
lot of sense.
abuse, to go along with, like, being a stay-at-home mother, like you talked about stuff, is that the fact of because since he's a stay-at-home mother, that gives the man in the relationship, like,
Yeah.
he has more right to the relationship,
Like he's
and
the
then,
dominant.
he's more the dominant
super
person
dominant.
because he's actually doing something. The woman is staying home. So he's like, oh, you don't want to listen to me or you don't want to do what I said to you and stuff like that. And then that's where that, that portion of the relationship comes into play.
Especially with a woman, since she's not making any of the money. If you leave, you gotta have a certain amount of money to start over.
Yeah.
All
With
right.
that, the man is making all the money. You don't have like a way out, basically.
Yeah, and I know a lot of like women, for instance, that have been in my life who've had that. What's the word? Have experienced that or like lived through that,
Yeah.
and they talk about it so much, and it's like growing up. It's like I want the man obviously wants to be like the dominant one in the household, but it's like at the same time, I don't want my wife to just sit in a situation where she can't do what she needs to do for her. You feel me?
Feel like she's
Right.
trapped with you.
Yeah.
She cannot, like, she don't have a choice, basically.
See,
Yeah.
but I think that's where the older generation relationships can, in my opinion, can sometimes be better, though, is that, there's no dominant person in a relationship. You all get to feel equal as a parent, though, and then you all can actually, like, bond together more, and then, everything is, there's no one person's above the other. You all both feel equal in a relationship, and then stuff like that. But I still see why younger parents could stay together longer, though, because they're younger, they're still in their youth, though, so that they get to make more bonding experiences and
Yeah.
go on trips and stuff like that more.
I think it also. Well, actually, I'm not gonna say that. Cause the other thing I read, I completely thought was BS, but it was basically going against the part where it was like younger people are more likely to have less bondage, sort of. Like the way it was explained, it was just off. Maybe I just read it off, but in my opinion, I feel like younger you build more bond. Sort of like what you're saying, like you can do more, and it's like being younger is like, oh, we're both young, so if you make a mistake, it's like you learn from it.
Right.
Whereas when you're older and you're like in a committed relationship or trying to stay in a committed one, it's like, oh, you should know this. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do this without the communication? You feel me?
When you're pushing 40, 50, years like that, and then you all make a big mistake, it's like you done had so many years under your belt, and we done this for so long. You done this for so long. Why'd you really make that mistake? Like, were you already done with the relationship anyways? And then that's where they don't really get that time to, like, repair the relationship because they're so later on in their life, though. when you're younger, you make a mistake. It's like, okay, you know what? I understand. We're still young. Let's work on this and let's actually build each other back up again and stuff like that. So I see why I feel like younger relationships will probably stay together more.
But the study kind of blew me where it was like older people are more likely to end up getting together than divorcing, and it's like after a certain age, I feel like if I'm in a divorce, I'm just gonna stay single instead of trying to like marry, divorce, marry, divorce, because apparently, let me go on and get back to the notes.
Hold on. Wait. Y'all should be happy that he actually did some notes for this podcast, bro. There's no free balling this time. He actually put notes and
Little
research for you
yeah.
all. Be thankful.
Trying to get a little bit better, you feel me? But yeah, older parents are more likely. That's about the kids. I'll get to that one later. Older parents, bro, where did he go? Oh, here it is. Older parents or older adults are 60% more likely to end up in a divorce compared to younger parents per se. This one was a little bit younger when it said like older compared to younger. So the younger parents are from ages 19 to 24, and then older is 25 and basically up. But basically saying like the younger you get married, the least likely you're gonna divorce, right? But it said people from the age of 25 to 39 are more likely to end up in a divorce later in life, and the percentage was 60%. So I thought that was super high. And then after they get into one divorce, they later either get into another relationship and it's failed, or they get into a committed one where somebody dominates them. And then the very last one was they constantly get divorced.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very crazy in topic, but we can't speak on that because we have no experience. So
Factual.
we're gonna skip that one. But with the older parents, because we say younger parents, you're more likely to be healthier, blah blah blah. But older parents are more likely to lead their kids into a healthier lifestyle compared to younger parents. And this was done in a study by also childwelfare.gov, and it was older parents are better able to suit their kids to be able to deal with stress and fewer emotional and social problems compared to younger parents.
Okay.
I can see it.
Yeah. One thing that might actually just throw off everything that we just said, though, are your parents still together?
No.
My parents aren't either. Our parents are considered younger parents. Your parents are
Yeah.
older. They're still together. So, I don't.
See, but it's like, it's a little tension in that
Plus,
line.
most of the people I talk to, and I ask, are you, like, I don't ask, but like it comes to the conversation. Are your
Right.
parents together? Nah.
Yeah.
So like the study kind of threw me off at first.
That's
when
why
you
I'm
said,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. I see
Yeah.
when you put background research behind it, it makes sense. But I'm like,
Yeah.
when I talk to somebody whose parents are 50 years old, are your parents still together? Yeah, they are. You talk to somebody that's in our same boat, 35, 40 years old, they're like, oh, no, they're not
I always
together
thought it
anymore.
was
See, my
like
parents
backwards.
My parents
I did
met when
too.
they were super young though too. So,
Okay, so that makes
It's-
sense, though.
and it's like I don't know, it's because they were both in the military. I ain't never really asked them about their little love life or whatever. But it's like, it's certain things they still need to fix. But it's like you getting a little old to be trying. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah, I can see what y'all mean by that.
I can see it now too because I was gonna bring up my grandparents, but they got married like really young. Like
That's what I'm
out of
saying.
High
Right.
school. Like they got married right out of high school. Yeah,
And that's sort of what the study was saying. It was like the younger you get married,
Yeah.
the more likely you are to stay together compared to,
Right.
you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
the build up.
I feel like it's sometimes you just can't even put, like, test results behind something
Yeah.
like this,
Definitely
though.
can't.
Because
Like
when
if
it comes to.
if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah, when it comes to emotional relationships or emotional attachments and stuff like that, you kind of can't even put test results really behind it because every relationship is completely different, though. But
Like I heard people saying, "Oh, it's better for the kids if the parents stay together." Like no.
yeah, that's
Yeah, it
not
can
that's
sometimes
not
be
always
worse.
true.
Like
Yeah.
believe me, when my parents were together, it wasn't good. Like
Yeah, that's
constant
all.
fighting. and shit. But now they're like separate. They talk to each other. It's always about me and my brother.
Yeah,
Like how are they? They communicate. They don't like.
I mean, for me, I wouldn't even be where I'm at right now if my parents were still
Yeah.
together. If I'm being completely honest, I would be on a not, what I'm saying, not a worse path, but my parents not being together made me way more independent and like being able
Yeah.
to go out and get my own things done and stuff like that since they weren't together though. So
Especially, I feel like you build character, especially being like a son.
yeah,
Like,
definitely
Yeah.
a
If
son
you're
to
with
a
your mom, you feel like you gotta step up.
exactly.
So like, I feel like sometimes it's better for the parents to get a divorce.
And that's what I think, like, the study, like, say and tell that I thought was lacking. Because they also interviewed, I'm not gonna say a lot, but it was like millions of people. So I guess that's a lot to me, but in the U.S. that's not. But they interview people, and I felt like they left out the extra factors,
Yeah.
like the outside factors, just like little things like that. But sort of like what piggybacking off of what he said when he was like, dang, I already forgot what you just said, bro. But anyway, where he was like the son builds character with his mom and all that. Cause like I've told y'all before, like yeah, my parents are still together, and they've both been in the military, so they were in the military both like most of my life. Like we've had this talk before,
Yeah.
but most of the time I was always around my mom. So growing up, if I did see somebody, it was usually my mom. It was never really my dad. So at times I would feel that way until he popped up at a random at times, cause he was always at war, always at this. So it was like I always felt like I had to be the person in the household. Like we've had this talk, but we're not gonna get there. But yeah, I'm not gonna relate it to y'all because y'all's is like two different things from mine.
But yeah, it's
But I
still,
understand what y'all
on
are
the
saying.
same lines though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go next topic because this is another
get into
30-minute topic right here, and we already done that in West. So
Yeah.
God, we went off topic with that one too.
it's always gonna happen. Let's be
Really
honest.
It really is. But Chinchi owe me a soda. Anyway, that also.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be mad when I have to hear that, bro.
Yeah, because we're gonna rewatch this.
We in 8th grade. Nah, I didn't think
He
so.
gotta edit too. So
Yeah, well, I'm gonna watch back. I'm gonna watch that back and be like, what was I saying?
Next
but-
one, bro. You done threw the whole vibe off, yeah.
But anyway, we're going back to like the younger versus the older parents or whatever, and we were saying like younger parents and everything. We're gonna get to the negatives, or not the negatives of the younger parents, but how people usually. Whoa. I completely effed that part up, bro. From there to there,
Yeah, I don't know what you did, bro.
but yeah, cut that part out. But yeah. Anyway, this sort of leads to people our age. This really goes all the way back to how we started earlier in the conversation with peer pressure and everything like that. I thought somebody would like Jab brought it up, the drug and alcohol use. So we're sort of going all the way back to that topic. And this was the drug and alcohol use of college, and another study that I was reading. It was drug and alcohol.
damn, you really pull every single study for every single topic.
I said I was prepared this time.
He said, "I'm bringing proof. I ain't just gonna."
That boy said, y'all want to tell me I'm lying? I promise you, bro. Everything I'm saying is
Hey.
facts right here, bro.
And the next 3 podcasts are gonna be like that too. Oh my
When
bad.
they asked,
4.
"What's your
My bad.
resource?" I actually got one.
Might not, you know what I'm saying? I might not give the best explanation of what they said in the study, but I'm gonna break down the not the positives, because
Hey, he'll give you. He even give you the
main
website.
details. Yeah,
He'll
I gave you the website. You
know
feel
what
me?
I'm
Go
saying?
go read it yourself.
Read it yourself.
But yeah, I should honestly put that in the link. I didn't even think of that. Put the actual. If we get to that, I'll do that. But this is we're gonna change it back to the peer pressure. Like I said, how Jab mentioned it earlier. His friends back in PR would sort of do. I think you said smoking, right?
Yeah.
Or smoking. He would feel like that's not his forte, so he wouldn't go. But that sort of leads into the peer pressure and the college use of alcohol and drugs and everything. So, like I said, a study that I was reading about, obviously I didn't do a study on what people use drug and alcohols for in college. So I basically did this in the studies after this. But what I came to the conclusion was people use drugs for either anxiety, stress, social pressures, like Jad was saying, poor academic performance, and trying to like get that high or get lit or drunk or whatever you want to call it, to forget about what happened in class, self-actualization, or freedom at home. And I felt like those two correlated because it's like you can't really know who you are until you get away from your parents. So if y'all would like to continue before we get to the study.
I mean, where do you want to go with the you don't know who you are part, or?
It can just be anything.
'Cause I mean, if we go with the you don't know who you really are, I mean, everybody has said it before, is that once you get to college is where you really find out who you are as a person, what things you actually like. Because when you live with your parents, and that I'll go on the topic of what things you really like, but when you live with your parents, it's more of them trying to not push you, but persuade you to do certain things that you may not even really want to do, but you still keep going because it's what your parents want you to do and stuff. When you get to college, it's free roam. If you don't want to do something, you can literally just sit back and be like, you know what, I don't even want to do it though. So college is definitely 100% where you really find out who you are, what type of things you like, type of people you want to be around and surround yourself with. And I agree with that part right there.
Yeah, you learn like self-control and things like that too.
Exactly.
I
Nothing?
don't got nothing to add on this. I'll be honest to you.
He looked at me. I said, "You know what? I'm gonna keep it going, bro, cause he not with me, cuz."
I just read the study because, yeah, that was kind of hard to go from. But according to timely.md, found that 37% of alcohol abusers and 53% of drug abusers of the students in the study have one or more mental illness, rather that be depression or anxiety. And I feel like we can really relate to that because in college, I'm not gonna lie, that's either where your mental either goes to like your ego's up here and your mental's up here, or you're down here. And I'll say for like being a science major,
It's more the second
it's pushing
option.
it. It's pushing it down here. You feel me? If we weren't doing things outside of class, might be rock bottom for real. So, Jab, you got something to say on that? Because you're a science major too.
Even though we're doing something outside, we're pushing it down there.
Yeah, we be
Right,
pushing.
yeah.
Yeah, we be
But-
scraping it every day.
It really would. But for real, I don't think that drugs are like something you can use to escape because at the end of the day,
It's still there.
your problems are still there. So
It's a short term getaway.
yeah, like
Yeah.
In the moment
Yeah.
type thing.
What is it? Temporary pleasure? That's what it's called.
Yeah. It's pretty much like that. I mean, go ahead, Jab.
no, I'm good. You can go ahead.
I was trying to get my thoughts ready, so go ahead and take it away.
I'll be honest, I don't have nothing. I was gonna wait till you talked.
I got it. But I wouldn't say, like, I can say I know a few people just use it just for fun. So it's like, it's cool at that sense too. But for the people who are using it because they're like going through something, it also said in that same study I read, I didn't put this in the notes. You know what I'm saying? I was in my bag when I was reading this stuff. I was intrigued, you know. But
I'll be honest. That's what happens when you don't got a lot of classes. You read hella articles.
Way too much free time, bro. Way too much. Cause I ain't gonna lie, you should only really have like one article for this whole podcast.
it's only 5 total.
5 is pushing it.
I thought
4
it
was
Okay,
pushing it
to
for
be
me.
fair,
I thought it was 5 for each.
one of them was literally like 3 paragraphs long. Okay.
I'm starting to think
It was
he
like
read
three
more
paragraphs
about
long.
these articles than he has in any of his classes the whole semester.
For real.
I had tests, so we don't have any reading to do. So I had to read something.
You gotta
Bro.
read to study.
Y'all know I read the news,
Nah,
so it's like
the past week he's read more than what he did for Word 111. I swear to God.
My point
never
exactly.
read a day in that class.
Yeah,
ever.
and we had to apparently read an article every week.
Wait, isn't that the class we had together?
Yes.
Me and Jay
Yes.
will always go to class. You do the reading? Nah, but I took some notes.
But me taking notes was taking notes off of online from Spark Notes half the time for me.
Shoot.
So
It wasn't even that. For me, it was looking in the book, skimming what he said, and writing exactly what the book said. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it got to a point that he was wanting to talk about the article. I would put it up right there and there. Get to a
Yes.
paragraph, be like, yeah, I'm talking about this paragraph
And
right
days
here.
where he forced you to read it and things like
Yes.
that.
that's why I'm like, for us, it wasn't an article, it was an actual book. That book was always with me every time I went to class. Cause I promise you I ain't read nothing
You'd
before
be
class,
like,
bro.
oh, Jad, what you thought about the article? Overrated, in my opinion.
They'd be like, hey, so what part you like the best? Give me a second. Go ahead, read it real quick. Oh, so this is what I thought about the whole thing. All right, we went off topic. Go
You see,
back.
this is the good peer pressure. They're peer pressure me to read more for the next time. But what you mean next topic? That's the topic.
Or next article, whatever. You didn't even
Oh, you want me
finish
to
your
read-
article. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, you want me to read the next one?
You were going to.
That's what I'm saying. You were in the middle of it till Jab cut you.
Didn't I read the percentage already? I think I already read that. No?
I don't know. All I heard
I'll read
was
it again.
I read
According
from the article.
to timely.md, I'm pretty sure I read this, found that 37% of alcohol users...
Oh, be quiet. Yeah, you
or
read that
alcohol-
already.
Yeah, yeah.
And what
Okay.
were you talking about? You was about
Yeah,
to
you were
read
gonna
because
read
Jab had
another
cut you
article.
off.
Oh, yeah, it was one more.
So
what
that's
I'm
why I
saying.
just told you to
Yeah.
read.
No, but I was making sure I read that one already. My bad. Don't do that. Anyway, according to USA Today, half of the nation's 5.4 million college students admits to binge drinking or at least some drug, minimum, once a month.
Once a month is crazy. I mean, if you
Once a month really isn't that
I mean,
crazy. Let's
yeah,
be
if
honest.
It's
you
really
look-
not.
On
Once a
a
month is
campus like
basic.
this, once a month is actually good.
Once
I
a
know.
month is rare.
I can't even be mad at that stuff. Once a month actually
I
make.
know people that run it every weekend.
I want to know what they
Forget
mean about
every
binge
weekend.
drinkers though. Like, in the study, it didn't say if they meant binge drinkers in like every day, or just like certain days and then going crazy. Cause it's like certain days and going crazy, cool. But every day is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? That's pushing it.
Every
So,
day is wild, but there's definitely some people out there that do it
Yeah.
though. But I think that's where we get to the point of short term, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a short term fix for everything. So when they're in the moment, they want to do it every single day because it's a little short term where they're away from all their stressfulness and stuff like that. They're like, you know what? Let me go drink so I can get rid of my problems. They do it one day, they get to the next day, they're like, oh, I'm still going through the same thing. Let me go drink again next day. And it's just a reoccurring process after that, though. So if that's what they mean by binge drinking, yeah, it's a lot. But I mean, there's a lot of people out there that think that that's what's going to get them through their problems, though. So
but we're gonna sort of switch it up because I realized that topic was a little, that's a
Thank
little,
God.
that's a little hard to go off of. But we're still gonna be on that area. So like, sort of like this, we've had this topic too, the experience in alcohol and everything like that, right? Huh? Oh, I thought you said something.
No.
My bad. But yeah, you made me lose my train of thought. But anyway,
I'm
Bro.
trying to see what topic we've already had because I think you
Oh,
had
my
it with
bad. It
DJ,
was-
not me.
it was experience versus like drugs and everything, like the temporary pleasures and everything like that.
I don't remember that.
No, we
No.
I
haven't.
don't remember that.
Bro, I
either.
might be making stuff up in my head at this
I'm
point.
pretty
'Cause,
sure
bro,
you
what
are.
the heck?
See, if you don't look up an article, you're making shit up.
I was gonna say this would happen when you do too much research. I'm not.
Hey.
I don't know where it's at this point.
No
He's
BS.
doubting himself if he don't got an article backing it up.
No BS though. That's exactly why when I like did the articles and stuff, I put the name. So when people try to come at me, I'm like, nah, don't get mad at me. Get mad at them. Go read it yourself. Links will be in the description for each of them.
Now they'll be like, nah, you read it wrong.
Bro, imagine. The young adult one and the old adult one is probably the only one I think I could have read wrong, for real. Everything
Probably.
else is pretty, like, self-explanatory. So, yeah.
Going back to
Where
the
are you
topic,
taking
yeah.
us?
Bruh, it's like the I had a question, but I deleted it. I don't know. I should
Then
have
why are you
kept
going
it
to this topic then? You deleted the whole question.
because it led to the next topic.
We don't even have a smooth transition anymore. So if you don't just pick a topic and run with it,
All right, Jack, give an idea and we're going to run with anything. Anything that's off the top of your head.
you have a list. There.
Yeah, you have a list.
I want to save this for the next
Go to
one.
the bottom then.
I would say
wanna
there's
save-
one topic that Jab really wants to take, and
Alright,
now that he's
pick-
actually talking,
Nah, I
we
don't
might as well.
wanna
He
see
don't
it.
even need
No,
to
no.
see the list. He already know.
Nah.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah.
He already
Oh,
knows it.
alright.
We
Let's
had a
talk-
conversation about
Let's
it
talk
earlier.
about the 9 to 5 versus the
Entrepreneurship?
yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about that.
that's why I'm like, Jab is already prepared
Yeah.
for this. This is the one time y'all gonna actually hear from Jab. So
All right, Jab, take it away. You wanted it. You
No,
started.
I want to see I want to hear your opinion first to see how I'm gonna.
Like, what type of opinion? Like,
Huh?
like what's the
what
difference
you think,
is?
Yeah, what you think
oh, you
about
got no
it?
research for this one?
You see this blank right here? I was finna save those for
I'm pretty
next
sure.
week. or
Yeah, he
something.
wasn't planning to get to
well,
that
man.
one.
What? I ain't gonna read them, but you see those?
Yeah.
You see how we did 4, Tom?
52.
Yeah, you see how we did 4 and hit 52? I was trying to do the same thing with those because I was like, if I add some research or something we can add on, chilling. But anyway,
Let's keep this one short there.
Yeah, let's keep it short.
they all are like an hour.
Hmm?
Wait, what do you mean keep it short?
Like
The
this
topic.
Yeah.
Oh, it don't matter.
Oh,
As long as we don't hit an hour 30, we're chilling because
Okay. Yeah.
I can't do an hour 30. But
This could be our last topic. I'll be honest.
yeah, but 9 to 5 and entrepreneurship. I would say for me right now, where you want me to go with this?
Actually, no.
Like-
no. We have somewhere we can start it. Talk about the TikTok.
The question.
Yeah.
You want me to ask him the question?
Yeah, we'll start. We'll
Okay.
start with that. But actually, put numbers behind it though.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Let's say you got 2 options:
Mhm.
being your own business, making 100K, or working a 9 to 5, making 100K. I'll keep it even. Which one would you choose?
I wouldn't even have kept it even. I would have put a little bit more. But I get.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you gotta
though.
think a little bit more when it's even, low key. Cause like 9 to 5 come with benefits too, though. But also, being your own boss, I think I would choose being my own boss, cause That's sort of where I'm trying to lead my life
Yeah,
now.
that's where you and me are different.
For real,
Because if you think about it,
There's a little
when you're your
disconnect.
own boss, you
there's a
run
lot more to it.
you run the whole risk.
Yeah,
It's not a 9 to 5. It's a 24/7
And let's
job.
remember,
Yeah.
when you say boss,
that's what I'm saying. That's
No,
why I
hold
was
up.
like, it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
pick
Yeah.
when they're at the same level because it's like,
Like
when we say boss, we mean company type boss.
oh, like company.
yeah,
like you gotta do your own. Let's
Okay,
let's keep it to
yeah,
your own business
Wait,
too.
actually, backtrack. Go, like what you like. Explain boss versus worker, sort of. Like 9 to 5, just working, like going to the job, going back home. Damn.
Yeah,
Like worker 9 to 5, going back home.
yeah. You
then-
go to
Go
get
to
to
the
work.
office.
Okay,
You get
regular
to your
work day.
job.
Mhm.
You get out of your job. You don't worry about work until you go back in at 9.
Okay, and then boss will be like sort of what
You
you said.
have your own business or you're a CEO. Like
Mm.
you own your own
So
thing.
you
You
gotta say
started,
that though.
yeah, you
That's a
started
little
it
bit
up.
harder. But I'm saying is like, I don't know. I would say me right now, cause I really don't want to work under anybody. Like,
I mean, yeah, I see your point of view,
but
but
it's like pros and cons.
yeah,
to it.
like if you think about it, 9 to 5, you get to work, you get out of work, you don't have to think about it until you get back, like the next day.
yeah,
You're not running any risk, you're not spending any of your money. You just, you know what I'm saying?
See, but also, I get what you're saying, but like that's what I'm saying. We got to break this real quick. Let's throw pros, and then cons and cons. You feel
Okay.
me? All right.
Let's
I'll
go 9 to 5 pros first.
Yeah, I'll do one. You do one. All right, bet. Pro of 9 to 5. You're guaranteed a paycheck.
Factual.
Okay.
Benefits. That is
Benefits.
401k, dental, and
Yeah,
So,
everything.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got. Yeah.
Another 9 to 5. Only Monday through Friday work week. You got strict hours, strict work days.
We're still going right, like until we stop them. Another pro. I would say knowing what time you have to be at work, things like that. Like you can plan out your day, sort of.
you don't have to worry about work after you get off.
And then actually, here's another pro. It's kind of talking about working after, but some jobs offer overtime to where you can still make more money on top of your regular paycheck also.
Mm-hmm. He already said 401. That was the one I was thinking too.
That's like what, 6
Yeah,
pros right
yeah,
there.
I
I
think we
think
can
that's
do
solid.
that.
That's
That-
another-
6
yeah,
pros
'cause-
is solid.
Yeah.
Now let's go to business, like your own
Their
business.
boss.
Yeah,
Basically, do what you want. Like I said already.
Freedom.
yeah, freedom.
That literally just tied into what he just said.
Huh?
I said that literally just tied. We can't even count that as
It
two
was just the
separate.
definition of what I said.
No, I was just like repeating what he said.
Well, go ahead. Give your own then.
See, for me, I don't know because I lean more for the 9 to 5, so it would be like I'm kind
No,
of
that's
being
fair though, yeah.
biased to the 9 to 5. So I
Yeah,
don't
but we're
have,
trying to be fair right now. We got to come up with
that's
6
what
for
I'm
these.
saying.
real
I don't
quick.
have nothing for it.
For me, for
You could
me
have said more
being-
money. Oh wait, no. You
Yeah,
said
we
100K.
we're keeping
we're
it
still
even.
talking about 100K.
Okay, yeah.
Another thing of being a CEO is that you get to build your company the way that you want it. You don't have to
I
follow
can see it.
somebody else's we'll say legacy, but you don't have to follow somebody else's plan, and you get to build it the way that you want it to.
Being your own boss can lead to more opportunities. I don't know where that came from, but it came off the dome. I don't know. All right, my bad.
Yeah, Cam, go
I
ahead.
was like, Jeff don't rock with being a CEO at all. That
It's
boy
just
said, I
like-
don't want anything to my own.
Bro, it's just like when, like sort of like what I.
It's also, hold on, my fault, because I
Okay.
just thought about it. It's building your own legacy, though, and you get to pass that on
Yeah,
to
that's
your
what I was,
children,
that's
though.
exactly what I was going to get.
So,
at.
yeah, I was going to say, yeah, if you have your own company, you can pass it on through generations, be able to gain more money towards the company also.
If they
And
know
it's-
how to manage it, though.
Yeah, and it's like, you know how we were
That's
saying,
true.
like, I think we were talking about this yesterday in cafeteria, actually, where it's like, dang, this car been out this long ago and all that.
Yeah.
Like, it leads on, and you might not see the full
Extent
effect of it,
yeah.
but later in life, you be like, that's something your kids remember, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, you leave that little thing for your kids, and they're like, oh, that was great-great-grandpa's or something like that, you feel me? So,
Or
yeah. All right, now we going to the cons.
cons of the 9 to 5. You want to start it off?
Dealing with people.
I mean,
Or
bro,
no, take that back. Working with somebody you dislike. I'll say that.
okay. I say you gotta answer to someone higher than you.
Yeah. For me, and I'm still in the middle of CEO and or being your own boss and 9 to 5, but
Nah, let's pick a side here.
I'm
Let's pick a
still I'm
side
not
here.
picking a side. Look, one's
'Cause-
on
Yeah,
one's on being
I-
your own boss,
yeah.
one's on 9 to 5. Let me be in the middle. I'm the middleman right
I
now.
talked to Cam
Because
about
technically
this.
I'm
yeah.
in the middle with the same price thing, but I'm picking sides for this one. We're
I'm
gonna
still
argue real
I'm the
quick.
middleman, but
Okay,
my
we'll
thing
do that.
is being stuck in the rat race. Is that you're fighting with, and if you don't know what the rat race is you're in the race with all your other coworkers. You all are fighting for the same positions, fighting for that little 10 cent, 30 cent, 50 cent raise and stuff like that. So, one kind of being in a 9 to 5 is being stuck in the rat race your whole life and still fighting for those little promotions and stuff.
So what you saying off rat race? Lack of creativity.
Can't think
That
of
boy
it.
said, "I have no cons for
He's
this."
so biased. I'm gonna throw the same thing
It's-
for boss.
I mean,
You gotta have one. You at least gotta have two. One
I
more.
said it did.
One more.
Go ahead, Cam. Let me think.
That's
Let me think. Let me
insane.
think.
Working under someone, yeah, you have your own strict hours, but sometimes your boss can put more work on you that you can really like handle and stuff like that.
Ooh, like he can have like your coworker be like cool, lovey dovey with him, be like, nah,
Yeah,
you
be
good,
like,
just go off and then make
and then come back to
yeah.
you and be like, you know what, I need you to get this, and this done by. Also, another thing to stay on that same topic is specific time and dates that you have to have your stuff done in order, like you know what I'm saying, to put to your boss. Like they give you 2 days to work on this project, and you might have to do overtime to work on it and stuff like that.
Whoa, am I working in the office?
I was gonna say like
Are we working in the office if I'm
for-
working 9 to 5?
I mean, either way, you still work under someone, under a boss.
No, I thought what you were saying off of
for
that. We were
making
talking about we're
100K,
going
you're
off
working.
office.
I don't know, like probably working in an office.
I mean, it's other jobs, but
I mean, yeah.
if we're talking about specific office, I'm definitely choosing boss. I hate office, bro. Yeah.
I mean, when you think of 9 to 5, what's the first thing you think of?
An office.
The job, my career path I want to do now.
Okay, well, most people think of an office.
Yeah.
Most people think of a little small
Even
cubicle.
though if you're your own CEO, you're still in an office.
That's very true. It's just bigger than everybody else's, but it's still an
Yeah.
office.
It's just surrounded by glass. It's just
Nah. I get that, but I'm saying anyway. Continue.
All right.
I was
You still
gonna
give us
say,
a con.
for
Yeah,
one
he
of the
needs one.
cons, you said, like overtime, but sometimes some jobs require you to do overtime mandatory, like
That is
mandatory
true.
overtime.
That is true.
That would say that's. I can
Okay.
throw that.
All right, now cons of being the boss. Having to make sure everybody does their job.
Running all the risk.
He was quick with that one.
He's been ready for it. I told you he was already ready for this one. I told you he was. When it comes to the cons, he's gonna give it to you.
Right, he saw that pitch. He was like, yeah, that one
Yeah,
right
he
there.
said, "Trust me, I'm well aware for it."
Going. I already know what he gonna pick.
Because
When
we talk about this.
Nah, we
honestly,
definitely
yeah.
have,
it comes to running out of risk, hey, that company goes down, you go down too, and you probably won't land on your feet that easily.
Damn, he took the one I was gonna say. I just thought about that. I was gonna say dead. Yeah.
Also, having to fire people.
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be not.
Some
it
people,
depends.
some
It
people
depends.
don't. Some people
Awkward
don't have. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Some people
Yeah.
don't get satisfaction of telling people they don't have a job
Especially
anymore.
if you
Okay, I
like-
don't get satisfied. Being
especially
like,
if you
I don't
like,
think I would.
if you make a bond between you and the workers,
That's what I'm saying.
that would be like hard.
That'd
Yeah.
be hard.
Yeah.
But if it's like somebody just hired, get the step in.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, so that's mine.
Job going. No, think of one.
Okay, just because you're your own boss doesn't mean you're not working 9 to 5. Sometimes you're working more.
Yeah.
It's a constant job that you always have to be like there for.
Another thing about being a boss is, bro, you got people calling off for work at 6 a.m. that you
Yes.
got to wake up for and be like,
If
yeah.
you don't answer, your business is going down.
Yeah, and if you don't answer, you don't know that they not coming into work, but then people still not going to show up for work if they
it's
don't want to.
It's
though.
a hustle. And
Oh, you just gave me one.
and if are we talking like your own boss, like big corporate, or are we talking your own boss, like your own business?
I was trying to think of it like together, cause like
Okay.
small business is way harder.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but at some point,
But if you're making 100K, I think you're bigger than a small business technically.
I mean, yeah,
Definitely, if
because
you still have other people to pay and you're still making
Because-
100K.
Yeah.
just because you're now a big company doesn't mean you like started at one point, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't a small business at one point.
But
Wait.
another con, I think, because it's kind of what you just said, but consistency. Like, you have to consistently be on some type of thing. Like, say for, like,
just because you made it doesn't mean you can now relax.
Yeah, yeah, you hit it on the nail, but yeah.
Yeah, work still ain't done, bro. You still at the end of the day, there's still more money to be made.
You
There's more.
leave the office, that phone's still ringing.
Yeah.
Ooh, more stress. Oh my goodness. Why are you making me go against my own?
This is what I'm
That's
saying.
bro. There's pros and cons. It's really what type of life you want to live.
Like,
to be
I'm
honest,
not
at the end of the
saying-
day.
Sometimes it's not even that. It's just like, what can you deal with in that moment too, though?
That is true.
Because I know
And-
a lot of people can be a boss easily, but they just choose
Yeah.
not to.
And what I'm saying is, don't pursue your own like dream. If you want to start your own company, start it.
Yeah.
But you also don't because with social media right now, everyone makes it seem like it's easy. You just open your
Yeah.
laptop, type a couple words, you start your own business.
We
I'm
talked
just saying-
about this earlier
Yeah,
when we was preparing
literally.
for it, bro. Like Jab, you already know where I'm going with it.
I know.
How many godforsaken videos have you seen of how I made 50K at 17 or how I made 100K
it's
at 17?
on point at 17.
At 17.
Every single one.
Before they hit at 17,
Bro.
they hit thousands and six figures basically.
And the worst part is, most of them don't even be there. They get there because of the people falling for it.
They be
Yeah.
like, I'll make 40K a month at 17. And then you go to a link, they got a course. Of course, they're charging $100 a month to like learn from them.
That's why I'm like, hey, you young entrepreneurs, we're not attacking you, but hey, all y'all follow the
realistic.
same. Let's be realistic
Yeah.
here. All y'all apparently follow the same path here.
And at
And-
first, I was with being your own boss, but then I saw this TikTok of it was this woman, and he asked them this same question I asked you, and she picked the 9 to 5, and then she explained it's less stress. She said just because you see the 5% in social media that made it,
Yeah.
you still gotta consider the other 95% that didn't make it,
Literally.
because you gotta be consistent, you gotta be disciplined. Just because they made it doesn't mean you're gonna make it. It's a 24/7 job. So like she made me, and I was like, thank you for being real
Nah,
compared
definitely,
to other people.
Definitely, because
Yeah.
sort of what he said was like, all these people, everybody does the same thing. And it's like, if everybody's doing the same thing, everybody's not making it.
My
Yeah.
thing about when it comes to CEOs is, and like you said, thank you for being real. When you go up to these CEOs and you ask them, so how'd you make it here? This, that, and the other. You get the same answer from them every single time. Just work hard and follow your dreams. That's all you get from them. Bro, this race is not as easy as they make it sound every single time, bro. Everybody can't follow the same path. Some people didn't even have to hit rock bottom for them to get to the point that they're at right now. Some people
It
had
was
to
handed
be,
to 'em.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some people was handed to them. Some people, they was flat broke for a few years before they even built up their whole
That's
legacy,
why-
bro.
Some
That's why-
people,
My bad.
my fault. You can go ahead.
That's why, like, you know how, like, I used to tell you to, like, watch the motivational videos and all that? And it was like, I wouldn't watch them because I was like, oh, I need motivation. I'm not motivated. But it was more like, I want to hear what they went through so I can know if they did it. That sort of pushes. Okay, it kind of is motivating, but it's like, they push me to do it. Like, Steve Harvey, for instance, I love listening to him
Yeah,
and
you
his
know,
story. Because he was
actually
homeless,
hit
broke.
rock
Yeah.
bottom.
Like, he actually had nothing going for him. But then he did his little dream at the comedy club, won him $50, and then bam, he is where he
Like
is. But
he
it was
actually
years of
fought
work.
for
Yeah.
for what he has.
And to add on to that, I watch motivational videos and stuff like that is because, yeah, it's helping me, but it's also helping me be able to put that in other people that's around me also to see, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can, if you really put your mind to it and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might fall on hard times, but if you don't give up, you can actually still achieve it at the end of the day, though. So,
Another thing, just because they're up there doesn't mean they're not full of debt. Like
Yeah.
some people look like they got money, but they're
oh, yeah,
millions of dollars in debt.
They'll drive Lambos and everything,
Yeah.
but you look at that debt that they got,
Yeah.
that debt collector still calling them talking about some, hey, we still need a few
No.
thousand from you, cuz.
Like he said though, I was always like I was always around like older people and stuff like that, so you know the wisdom's there. But one person, damn, I was about to start
Here we
crying,
go.
bro. Yeah, R.I.P. to my old babysitter back in the day when my parents were overseas and stuff like that. Love for both of y'all. They both died a year apart, but yeah, R.I.P. to them. But they told me, I'm not gonna start their name. They told me one time, they were like, don't ever wish you were in somebody's position because you don't know what they're doing to stay there or what they did to get there. And it's like, it's crazy.
To
So,
add
yeah.
on to that, I mean, something like that for me is that, and I've always told, like, I tell my siblings or I tell some friends and stuff like that because they always be like, I wish I was such and such because they have this, this, and this. And I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, you wish that you had what they have, but you don't wish that you were actually them because they lifestyle could be something that you just don't want to go through at all at the end of the day.
Like you never know what somebody went through.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok video, and it was from Vic the barber.
Yeah.
He was
Big
like,
bless.
sometimes I be thinking I want to get to C, but you gotta go through the whole alphabet to get there.
Was it the old black dude that he
Yes.
was talking to? And he
Oh
was like, you
my
gotta
God.
get
That
through
hit
yes,
different.
bro.
That one.
That was a
Because,
good one.
Like some people want to like think about the future where they want to get, but they don't think what they gotta do to get there.
Yeah.
So they gotta go through the whole alphabet to get to Z. So like that actually hit different because sometimes you lay there and you like, wow, why am I not where this person is?
Right.
But you gotta think at your age, he was like at a certain point. Just because he's there doesn't mean you know what he went through.
Yeah.
So,
Literally.
like,
Yeah, because if we keep the whole alphabet thing going, like you said, some people are like, oh, why am I not where they're at? They didn't already hit X, Y, and Z. We're still stuck at A, B, and C because we're just
Ain't
now
even
at
started
the.
yet.
That's what I'm saying.
We
We're still
like-
at the beginning of everything.
you be 18 and they be like 53. Driving
Yeah,
a
and
Lambo,
it's
you're
like-
like, wow, why can I be doing that?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't have years under
Yeah.
your belt like they do. You
Yeah.
still got, like you said, 50-something. You still got 30-something years ahead of you to where
Yeah.
you finally get to where they at though. So, shout out to Vic Bland's, bro. His videos hit right,
Yeah.
bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Really be doing.
And he's one of those who did something different and look at him.
That's
Different.
factual. I respect his videos with a passion, cuz. So, I think that was a good one to end off on. Also,
Yeah, I like the little.
everybody pay attention. Jab, we need you to speak more in here, bruh. Like, you provide some good wisdom sometimes, bruh.
Add a little to the conversation.
Just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So, even though they can't see you, yeah, round of applause. I would tell you hit the
W
button, but
Cameraman, he's recorded all my videos except for one. W Cameraman, shout him out.
yeah,
I
so
lied
Appreciate
too.
it, appreciate it.
Except
hit the button. You know which one, the applause button?
I
It's
really
no, it's
don't.
no, I don't think it's a clap one.
Oh,
You
never
can,
mind.
you can do it.
Yeah, I don't know which one though. I just don't want to throw.
God, that was loud.
All right, never mind.
Well, turn it down. Turn it down. Turn it down.
Where is it? Oh,
Yeah, I don't think it is one.
Yep, no.
Press the
Anyways,
last one. Yeah.
all right, so there is no round of applause, but round of applause to you, Jab, for
appreciate it.
good job. And yeah, so I think you got a little outro plan now, or
Yeah,
you,
we
you
need
just
to
didn't get
cut
to that
it
point.
because I see the battery logo.
It might not even be the battery. It might be the SD card too. I forgot to delete the last podcast over there. I
Oh
put it on
my
my
God.
computer. So yeah, I gotta get on my work.
Yeah, let's
gotta
get it.
upload. But you know, they thought I had an outro. I really don't. But we're gonna end it like that. Any last shout out, Mr. Spell It Out. Hit that.
Mr. Spell It Out. Don't forget it is
They don't know about it. They didn't watch the
LUHKIDKAM.
other podcast.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right, but I'll go
It's,
ahead.
it's
Can
gonna
they
pop
see
up.
this? Can they see this on the camera?
A little bit, yeah.
I got you, but I'll spell it out for you.
If he
bro.
write it right here, I'm not popping it up.
Move the mic.
My fault. You see that?
Yeah.
It's look at Cam LUHKIDKAM. Don't forget it. Hold on.
Hold on. R.I.P. Smoke. But yeah.
RIP.
He put it up there, it's still gonna pop up right above his head somewhere. And then follow my links in the description, y'all already know. And to everybody who's at my Twitch little Valentine's Day special, you feel me? I appreciate y'all and everything. 30 y'all popped out. I ain't expect that, but it was major. But yeah, we're gonna end it here, and that's the end of today's podcast. And if you're listening on Spotify, I appreciate you for listening all the way through. This is the Big Dream Podcast by Tadashi Dennis featuring your boy Cam.